Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, December the 17th. This is your movie morning update. Man alive, let me tell you. We got us some great news. It hit as soon as this went live yesterday. Came out. And I was like, gosh darn it. Can't believe I have to wait 24 hours before I can talk about this. What's going to be worse is Thursday, but we'll get into that. Because this is your movie mornings update, everybody. This is where we catch you up on all the movie news you need to know about in a quick 15 to 20 minute chunk. Just to get you, just enough to get you going. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day today. Hope you got you some coffee. Hope you're ready to get into some freaking awesome news, everybody. Because I am stoked like a surfer. Let's get into it. Oh my God, it's Superman. All right. You know, here's the thing. I knew I was excited and I was like, oh, this is going to be great talking about it this morning. Like as soon as I showed this image right now, I am giddy. All right. I am stupid excited for this movie. Like, God, I love Superman. We do a Smallville podcast. I've talked about it forever on literally every piece of content I've ever made in my entire life. Not just Hopefully Awesome, but even since I was a kid. Literally the first thing I ever made was called Dumb Man, and it was just Superman. It was just Superman. Except I used the Gold Ranger staff from Zeo, but that's beside the point. Listen. We're getting the Superman trailer, everybody. We're getting it. Here's the part that's great and really sucks for me, okay? It's fine. I'm like kind of getting a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a little bit emotional. Not thinking about Thursday, just thinking about Superman trailer. Like, I'm more emotional about it than I thought I'd be. Sorry, I'm trying to compose myself. Thursday, we're getting the first trailer for the new Superman movie. And it comes out at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific. I am on East Coast. Least Coast, am I right? Anyway, I am on the East Coast, so that means I will be at work when this drops. And I am irritated at that, to say the least. It's great, don't get me wrong, I'm excited, I'm happy to have a job, blah blah blah, all that stuff, all the caveats aside. Maggie and I will be watching this together because we love experiencing this stuff together, even if we don't do reactions, which, by the way, we are doing a live reaction to this on Thursday, so you best be coming by to watch it. It'll be that night, probably about 8:15 Thursday night. We're going to be doing a live reaction, and I'm not going to watch it until the moment that I can sit next to Maggie and watch this trailer. And I may have to go into social media blackout. I want to know nothing. But I'll tell you right now, my expectations are ridiculously high. Okay? More hyped for this. More anticipating than any other movie probably in my entire life. This better be good or I will riot, okay? I'm joking. I do expect it to be good. Okay? I mean, it's James Gunn. I love James Gunn. Guardians of the Galaxy, first one of my favorite movies of all time. Superman, my favorite superhero of all time. You put them together, and then this guy, this James Gunn, had the audacity to say, hey, I got a trailer for you, but guess what? I'm going to punch you in the soul bone right now, and I'm going to play the John Williams music. The score from Superman 78. Oh my God. Like, I don't even... okay. Alright. Let's take it down. Let's take it down a notch. I'm sorry. I went to 100 really quickly. I'm sorry, everybody. Let me take a sip of coffee out of my cup. It's a great cup. Okay. Everyone. He played the music. He played the John Williams music. But now, it's just a hint, right? And like it's vocalizing. It's like... and like, I'll be honest, at first, very much reminded me of the Man of Steel soundtrack. Boom, 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 boom. Like, it reminded me of that. And that's great. I love that. In fact, I had it on repeat this morning because I couldn't get it out of my head after it reminded me of that. But it's phenomenal. And I love Man of Steel. And I know that Man of Steel didn't hit for everybody. And that's okay, because it is a darker movie. And it's not necessarily the Superman I wanted, but it's Superman nonetheless. So I liked it. Not just because of Superman, but because I thought it was a well-made movie. That being said, it's not the Superman I would want, right? Like, I want, like, hope, right? I want truth and justice and something a heck of a lot better. Oh, God. Not getting that E this morning. A heck of a lot better than the American way. Let's just leave that at that. My God, everyone, my God. So, not only we get the first poster promoting it, it says, look up. Just says, look up. Look up. Look up. God almighty. I'm stupid excited for this. Look up Superman. DC Studios Superman. July 11th. One day before my daughter's birthday. Which means her birthday's on Saturday. That's usually when we go watch movies, but let's be honest. I'm going to go watch this the very first showing. So it'll probably be on Thursday. But here's the thing. I'll probably go watch it, and then I'll probably go watch it again on her birthday. All right? Like, I'm going to take her. Oh, man. Okay. I got to shut up. I'm gonna get emotional. Fudge, man. Oh, my God. I'm going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do this. Just thinking about taking my daughter to watch Superman in theaters. Like my dad and me watch Superman. Anyway, moving on. Going to the next thing. So not only did they give us this poster, they also gave us this video teaser, which just has some sound, some wind howling, some snow. Cuts to saying, look up, and then teaser trailer Thursday. So this is the official announcement. Obviously, I'm assuming this is the Fortress of Solitude. We know it's going to be a big part. And if you're watching the video version, then you can tell that font, the coloring, that is Superman the movie. All right? That is the blue, silver, steel looking letters, right? Maybe not exact, maybe a little bit more stylized, but it is very, very inspired by Superman the movie. We know that James Gunn, super inspired by the Superman 1978. Christopher Reeves' son is in this movie as a cameo. He loved the documentary Super Slash Man and demanded Warner Brothers buy it so they could release it. So being inspired by Superman 78, yeah, go for it. I do not think, now let's devil's advocate here. The last time we got a movie, a Superman movie, this much, what seems to be this much inspired by Superman 78, we got Superman Returns. All right, Superman Returns is a movie. I like it. It's one of those where, like, I've gone around and around with this movie. All right, first time I watched it, I was in theaters, midnight showing, stupid excited, and I convinced myself I loved it. Like, I refused to believe I wanted anything but to love it. However, this was also when I discovered that spoilers ruin a movie. It's one thing to know, like, you know, what's in the marketing, stuff like that. Like, that's one thing. I literally screwed myself over and read, like, an entire synopsis of the movie before it came out, and knew about, like, having a kid and all this stuff, and I was like, that's fake. And then, of course, it wasn't. So that, I feel like that played a part in some of the things I disliked about it. But then I started to realize slowly, like, oh, well, no, this really is just not a great Superman movie. Like, it's very dramatic, you know? Like, oh man, I'm alone on this world. I'm just alone. You know, and like, God, you know, come on. And like, it's a sequel to Superman 2, which was already confusing, but the Donner version, but not the Donner version of Superman 2, because that didn't have the kiss, and the kiss did happen, but Lois wouldn't have remembered. So like, how did she know that it was her kid? Anyway, it doesn't matter. And like, the suit was just you know. But that being said, since then, I've actually come back around to enjoying it. Obviously, Bryan Singer, huge piece of crap. He sucks. Wish he never had anything to do with it. I can't even think of his name, but the guy that played Lex Luthor, he's also a huge piece of crap. Only redeeming person in this entire thing is Brandon Routh. You know? The Arrowverse is Adam. And also, I mean, number 3, with vegan superpowers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that being said, I've lost where I was. But I've come around to appreciating it as like, yeah, this is this Superman. You know, is it the Superman? No, but I mean, it's like an Elseworlds, you know? It's like another person's version of Superman. And like, it really helped me understand how I feel about Superman movies, not just Superman movies, but movies in general, of superhero movies in general, of, you know, there's not one like specific version of anything. Okay, like, how am I trying to put this? There's no Bible, all right? The general understanding of the Bible, and whether or not you believe in Bible, whatever. I'm just talking about general beliefs here. General belief is that the Bible is the truth, right? And like, that is the truth, right? Again, I don't necessarily believe in that, but we're not going to get into that part. But that the Bible is what it is, okay? There is no that for comic books. Every version of a character is different. Every time a writer gets a hold of it, every time, you know, a different artist can get a hold of it, it's always different. The only way you could go back to like the true version of the character would be to go to the very first time the character appeared by the original creator. And half the time, that's not even the version we know. That's not even the version we like. You look back at the first version of Superman, and I mean, he didn't fly. You know, he was barely anything like what we now know as you know, our standard version of Superman. He was great, don't get me wrong. I love the original version of Superman. But all that to say, anytime we talk about Superman, he's a fictional character. There is no one-size-fits-all version of Superman. Every time we get a Superman movie, it's someone's version of Superman. So, that helped me understand that, hey, Man of Steel, maybe not the version of Superman I would have made, but I can enjoy it for what it is. Superman Returns, not the version of Superman I would have made, but I can enjoy it for what it is. Superman the movie, I love it. It's really cheesy now. You know, Smallville, Superman and Lois, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Also, screw Dean Cain, he's a piece of crap too. You know, all these versions, they're all Superman. And to someone, that's their Superman. You know? But they are all acceptable. They are all just as true to Superman as much as they are not true to Superman. Hope that makes sense. So all that to say, whatever this is, even if this movie, this Superman, ends up not being the end-all be-all Superman for the end of time, which it won't. It will not do that. To be clear, we will get another reboot of Superman at some point. That is That is just the nature of comic book characters. Even if it's not the best thing ever, this is James Gunn's Superman. And I'm stupid excited to see what James Gunn's Superman is going to be. No matter what it is. I can't wait. I mean, we're getting Nathan Fillion as a Green Lantern in it. So, I mean, he's got Gardner with a bowl cut. So no matter what happens, we're at least going to have some laughs. All right? We're at least going to see some cool special effects. And we're at least going to get Crypto, for God's sakes, finally, in a live action movie. None of this Super Pets crap. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Super Pets. So, again, I love how it's not even out. It's not even out yet. And I've got all this to say. So, there will be more Superman coverage. Of course, on Thursday. Thursday night will be the live reaction. So be sure and come back for that. We've got more stories we're going to get into, no worries. But also, I will more than likely push this into the podcast feed. So the live reaction of Superman will still show up in the podcast. So Friday morning's episode won't just be me redoing everything that I'm talking about for the Superman reaction. So keep it right here for the podcast, for the YouTube videos. You know you're going to want to hear what stupid craziness I do. I mean, you think I lost it when Detective Pikachu trailer dropped? Oh boy, you don't even know how crazy it's about to get. You know how crazy it's gonna get. It's gonna be insane. Speaking of insane, second story. It's, what, 16 minutes in? Second story. God almighty. DC Studios dates Clayface for fall 2026, animated dynamic duo for 2028. This is from Anthony D. Alessandro from Deadline. Sorry about that. You may have noticed a little cut. I actually had a phone call I had to take. So, coming back here, Signs of Warner Brothers Studios is very serious about the standalone Clayface movie, even though it doesn't have a director yet. The studio has given the movie, written by Mike Flanagan, a September 11th, 2026 theatrical release. That's the famed post-Labor Day goldmine weekend that Warner Brothers, with such movies as It, The Nun, and Beetlejuice franchises. Did I say I had success? I don't know if I read that right. So, we've got Clayface officially announced, officially dated, which is great. Also talks a little bit about Clayface. We're not going to go into that. Also hitting the schedule is DC Studios and Warner Brothers Pictures Animation's original project, Dynamic Duo, on June 30th, 2028 in IMAX, which we first told you about. It's the origin story of the Robins, aka Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, and marks the first joint project between DC Studios and the WBPA, Warner Brothers Pictures Animation, I think that's what that stands for. That movie is directed by Arthur Mintz and written by Matthew Aldrich. Producers. Meanwhile, in other DC news, the trailer for James Gunn is dropping early next week. That's this week. Yeah, so we got a couple of things. Clayface is officially happening, not just a rumor. It is official now. We also got Dynamic Duo. If you haven't heard about this, it's going to be an animated film about the Robins. Sounds fantastic. Sounds like it'll be in, maybe not style-wise, but, you know, as far as like, not adult, but, you know, maturity level is like Spider-Verse, right? So, like, it'll appeal to wide audiences. Very excited for that. I mean, a big DC animated movie in theaters, like, sounds great. I love the DC animated films. Shout out to the DC, oh man, I'm gonna blank on the name of the podcast because I'm terrible, but over at Point in Progress, our buddy Nerdaday, and Cly, pretty sure is the other name. Yeah, they do the podcast every week where they go back and watch one of the DC animated movies. It's fantastic. Everybody go check them out. They're wonderful people over at Point in Progress, so definitely go give them a watch. Next up, story number 3 from Deadline. Ed Bernardo, sorry buddy, boards Marvel's Nova series in works as showrunner. This is from Nelly Adriva over at Deadline. There's been a major development on Marvel's Nova in the works for Disney Plus. Former Criminal Minds showrunner has come on board as writer and showrunner of the series, which centers on Richard Rider, aka Nova. It replaces the Moon Knight scribe, who was originally tapped as writer when the project was first put into development 2.5 years ago. At the time, it was unclear whether it would be developed as a feature film or a limited series. Nova has since taken a series direction. So if I'm not mistaken, Richard Rider, not the Nova, if you've watched Spider-Man Unlimited, not the young Nova. Cannot think of his name for the life of me. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Let me know in the comments if you know. You might know better than I do. But yeah, new Nova. Obviously, I'm kind of going a little bit faster through these because I spent so much time on Superman. We don't really have to have to spread it out any, for time or anything. So, new Nova series. What do you think? Let me know. Get over to the next story. So, next up, of course, it's Tuesday, which means it's new movie day. We got a few things dropping this week. On Blu-ray, we've got Demolition Man 4K. So this is like a special edition. I actually forgot to pre-order it. I need to go pre-order this. I'll have links to all these Amazon links in the description of this episode. So if you use those, keep in mind that is an affiliate link, which means that you'll get your movie, of course. You won't pay any extra, but you'll also be helping support Hopefully Awesome. So we appreciate that. Thank you. We got Demolition Man in 4K, The Searchers 4K, The Faculty 4K. That's a fun one. Seinfeld, the complete series in 4K. I'd say I'm not a big fan of Jerry Seinfeld anymore. Just not a big fan of him anymore. He's just one of those guys that are like, oh, I can't say anything funny anymore. And then comes out with the stupid Pop-Tart movie that was just awful. We also got Stir of Echoes 4K Steelbook. Transformers 1 hits 4K finally. Joker Folie à Deux hits 4K, which is also on HBO Max, by the way. Didn't catch that last weekend. We were talking about weekend releases, but it's on there. Have not watched it yet still. I plan on it. I'm not excited about it, but I plan on watching it. Let's see here. Transformers 1 4K Steelbook. Digimon The Movies Collection 1, which I actually got right here. Digimon The Movies. So I got mine from Crunchyroll, so I guess this is just the wider release. Matt ZR, the Oracle, has actually watched all of them. We're waiting until we can watch them with our Digimon podcast, so we watch them in order. But Matt ZR, the Oracle, has watched them and said that they did a great job. So, take that for what it is. Matt ZR is awesome. Moving on. I also got Terrifier 3 4K Collector's Edition, Immaculate 4K, Severance Season 1 on Blu-ray. Again, if you've not watched Severance, need to check that out. It is just phenomenal. Season 2 is getting ready to drop next month. Apple TV Plus. It alone is worth watching Apple TV Plus just for that one show. But obviously, you can also watch Ted Lasso. And I heard Shrinking is really good. Still haven't got a chance to check it out. And I've been thinking about getting into Silo. If anybody's watching this, let's watch Silo. Let me know. I'd love to know if it's worth checking out. Piece by Piece hits Blu-ray. That's the Lego biopic. Can't think of what his name is, but the "'Cause I'm Happy" Pharrell Williams. That's it. Let's see here. Conclave hits Blu-ray. My brother Billy actually told me to check that out. I know absolutely nothing about it. He said it's better to not know anything about it and to just enjoy it. So there you go. Let's see here. Anything else we want to point out? Lots of Blu-rays. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie, Bonds Beyond Time. There you go. There's that. Sleepaway Camp 3. The Land That Time Forgot. I'm being funny now. Apocalypse Now, Final Cut 4. 4K. I'm an idiot. It was the fourth final cut. Oh my god. That phone call really threw me off, guys. Phone call's fine. Nothing wrong or anything like that. Just getting back into it after post phone call. Other releases coming out this week. We got Beast Games hitting Amazon Prime on I believe it's Thursday, December 19th. So yeah, Mr. Beast. Obviously, lots of stuff going on in the news about Mr. Beast. I haven't looked into any of it. I don't know if... I've heard it's gone back and forth. So, they don't really know who's telling the truth, who's lying, whatever. So, I'm not backing Mr. Beast by any means. I'm just letting you know he has a game show coming on Amazon Prime. One of the first, YouTube to TV, big, huge productions. So just that alone is notable. But whether or not supporting Mr. Beast, that's not what we're here to talk about. But yeah, that hits Amazon Prime on December 19th. Again, I think that's Thursday. Then we got Fast Friends premieres on HBO Max on Thursday the 19th as well. This is a Friends game show honoring the sitcom's 30th anniversary. So there you go. I would suck at this now. Once upon a time, I would have done really good at this show. But I'm terrible at it now. Hitting digital, we got Anora. Just hit digital today. I believe it's nominated for Best Picture. Currently at 96% of Rotten Tomatoes. Like a Golden Globes Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. I meant to look into it, and I'll be honest, I completely forgot. There it is. And lastly, as far as digital, just wanted to point this one out. Breaking Bad, the complete collection. So the complete series. I don't think it comes with the movie, to be clear. And it definitely doesn't come with Better Call Saul. But it is on sale on Apple TV/iTunes for $14.99. So $15. You get the entire series collection of Breaking Bad. All the bonus features, all of that stuff. One of the greatest shows ever made, if not the greatest show ever made. My personal opinion of the greatest show ever made is not Breaking Bad. That's just personal taste. Breaking Bad is fantastic, and I recognize that it could be the best show ever made from a production, story, just all well around, right? My personal favorite show of all time, though, is Lost. But I'm not necessarily saying Lost is better than Breaking Bad. I'm just saying my personal favorite is Lost. There you go. But yeah, $14.99 today. They're actually doing a deal a day. They've had some really good stuff. They had New Girl for $20. Just lots of stuff. Movies Barbie was $4.99 the other day. So it's worth checking out every day. I'll try and keep y'all posted on it if I remember to check it before doing the podcast every morning. But everybody, that's it. I know I've blazed through the last 5 minutes of this. But that's because we went long again. We'll be back again tomorrow morning, Wednesday, with your next edition of Movie Mornings. Of course, last night we played through Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. So go check that out. That was a ton of fun. We had a blast. It's still, the VOD is up on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. That game is such a blast. Definitely recommend checking it out if you're a fan of Power Rangers or old beat 'em up games, Double Dragon, that kind of stuff. We also tonight will be going live again with going back to Smallville. I'm wearing my Superman shirt. So going back to Smallville tonight, talking about season 6, episode 9, Subterranean. I believe it's episode 9. Yeah. And of course, back again tomorrow morning, Movie Mornings. That's it, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful day today. Hope things are really super for you. But that's going to wrap it up for me. Thanks for watching. And as always, have a hopefully awesome day. Bye.